Alright, today I'm going to be showing you this new game called Airport Simulator 2019. It's basically you just go through and you do the jobs as if you were running a airport. We'll do a new game because I've already been playing a little bit. I'll show you what it looks like from the start. Here's the tutorial. You do start off with a couple vehicles. I think you're renting them if I remember right. I don't think you actually own them even, but you can rent more vehicles or buy more vehicles if you want to. This here is a flight selection screen. You can go in and select the flights if you want to do those flights. There's your different options off to the left of what you can do. You can pick the vehicles you currently have, your personnel that you currently have, available personnel to hire more people, and then the vehicles where if you want to buy more vehicles. And what you'll do is when the flights come in and land, you go in and you take care of that flight, either if it's offloading the passengers, the cargo, their luggage, I mean whatever it takes to take care of that flight, you'll go in there and do that. Let's see if we can figure it. Remember how to get into this. Okay, the personnel is you got to hire somebody. When you go in here to hire somebody, you need to look at, when you look at their specs, make sure it's somebody that's the type you need, because you'll notice that there's truck drivers, engineers, and drivers. When you have different vehicles, if you're hiring somebody for that vehicle, make sure that they are qualified to run that vehicle. Right there it says driver 1, truck driver 2 stars. Certain vehicles have different requirements of their level before they can do that vehicle. So make sure, because if you go in there and hire somebody and they're no good to you, you're gonna have to fire them, and then it takes another day to get them off the payroll. So it's kind of a big pain in the butt. That person won't start for a couple days. So you've got to do everything yourself to begin with. Here's the different vehicles that you have available to you. Okay, there's the flights. Yeah, you go in here and you'll pick your flight, and you'll go to task, what the first thing you need to do for it. So we'll skip to it. All these other flights are coming in and landing and disappearing, and this one, when it arrives at, looks like 2 o'clock, then we'll be able to do something. Basically it's just speeding up time. Okay, now we can go in here and click on it and it'll show you the task. Now the bus is basically to offload the passengers off the bus, and since we don't have a driver yet, we have to do it ourselves. And you can just pay for this task and it'll automatically be done, but then you lose money, so there's no point in doing that unless you absolutely have to, because then you got to pay for it and you just eliminating all your profits. There's a fueling station there to your right. When your vehicles run out of gas or run low, you'll have to go in there and refuel them, and you hire people to take care of that for you as well. And the higher level they are, more skilled, the faster they'll refuel a vehicle. And you don't have to stay on that line, you can just drive however you want to drive. The AI driving in this game is terrible. They will run into each other. They will just stop for no reason and block the road, and you can't get around them. You just kind of got to bulldoze through them. So you just kind of find your way over there. And it's not like your vehicle will blow up if you crash into something. You'll be fine. And you don't have to stay on the path. You can just, the shortest path possible to get to where you're going. And then once you get over here, you can complete the task of this bus. You just line it up, it shows you where to park. And then there's that. Now, fuel, I don't have anybody hired for that. I can do it myself, or I'll just pay, so I'll pay to have it done. because it's a lot quicker. And then that'll go through and I'll say it completed. And then I can take the passengers back to wherever they need to go and drop them off, or I can pay to have it done. So we'll just pay to have it done here, get it over with. There's the luggage transport. We'll do that. We'll just pay to have that done too. Okay, now that one's completed. And then it shows the amount of money you received, and it doesn't count the amount of money that you paid out. So see, we can do that one. We'll just complete that one, and then the next task is the luggage. We'll just pay to do that one. Just get it over with. So you won't receive as much money per flight, but you can just pay to have all the tasks done by the computer, and then you won't have to worry about it. Yeah, we'll need to park the vehicle back in the garage where we got it. Alrighty, let's see here. I don't know what kind of wear and tear it does on them. If you leave them out, I always just take them back in the garage and park them. But later on, you do open up a mechanic shop where you can, I think you can upgrade the vehicles as well. But if they get something wrong with them, you take them in there, and there again, you got to have somebody hired and working in there with the right skill level to fix your equipment. And you can buy or rent equipment. I don't know if the rental equipment, if you've still got to repair it, I'm assuming you probably do. And then once you get this parked back in here, it'll let you go on to your next thing here. Okay. Now we can go to the next day. And here's where you can pick your flights. It shows there's 2 of them already picked here. It usually automatically picks 2 to 3 each day for you, at least at the start of the game. And you can change it if you don't want to do that particular flight, if you want to do something else. To start off with, I would only do the 2 to 3 task, because if you do the bigger ones, you may not have the equipment and you may end up losing a lot of money. So it's, I'd say, kind of smart to just do the little ones first until you build up some money and kind of get the hang of it. And then you can work on doing the larger flights that take more tasks, because they do take more time. And if your flights start overlapping with each other, you're not going to be able to do your flights. So I think we're going to skip this day here, so that way we can get our guy that we hired and get him in here and go ahead and get him assigned, because I think he starts the next day, if I remember right. Yeah. So that's something else you need to look at too. When you hire somebody, look at when they start, and you'll want to make sure that you're not sitting there waiting on somebody for a week. If you need somebody right away, you'll need to try to get them as quick as you can. Okay, now he started, so he'll be on here this time. And there it picks the 2 flights. Now, when you go in here, since we got him now, we can assign him to this vehicle, and that's going to be his vehicle. So anytime you need that vehicle driven or whatever done, he'll automatically do that task, unless you want to drive it yourself, and you can drive them yourself in at any time. But if you've got an employee hired for that task and got them assigned to that vehicle, they'll automatically do it. And then you can tell them to refuel or go to repairs or do whatever. And there's kind of shows the stats of you and your employees. I can't upgrade him. If you need to upgrade him to be a little bit better driver on something, or if you just need like 1 more star for him to do something else, to drive another vehicle, you can go ahead and do that here. And your stats you can upgrade as well. So I guess the more that you drive yourself, the more upgrade points you'll be able to get and upgrade your own person. And see, I can put him on other vehicles as well, as long as he's qualified to drive him. He's not qualified to drive the fuel truck, so that's why it's not showing up on there. And there's the fuel truck, and that one doesn't really take much for anybody to drive, the baggage one. And the bus doesn't really take much for anybody to drive that one either. Now the fuel one, it does. It requires an engineer, because you're pumping gas, so he's got to know how to pump gas apparently. So you've got to have an engineer skill set on that. So just like I said, just make sure that when you get a vehicle or get an employee, make sure that they're tailored for that vehicle. And so I can upgrade my stuff here too. So you start off with 1 upgrade point, and then the more flights you do, the more skill level you'll get, and the more points you'll be able to get to upgrade your employees and yourself. There's the fuel depot you can go into, and you can put somebody in there. Like I just put myself in there, and you can upgrade it as well depending on what level you are or your company is. You can add more people to it, and I believe how fast it pumps. I think that's what that is, because it does go really, really slow. I've had 2 people on it before, and it goes really slow. So keep that in mind anytime you got to refuel something. Do it towards the end of your day, so the next day you'll be set up with it. Available vehicles, like I said, you can rent or buy these. There's a lot to choose from. The different flights require different items or different vehicles for that flight, and the more tasks there are on there, they're probably going to need more of these particular vehicles. So just keep that in mind, so you're not paying to have the task done a bunch and then end up losing money on that particular flight. Most of these I've used. I haven't used a fire truck before. You got lots of security here. If you have somebody come in that needs high security, you got the follow vehicle. It'll have you be like a lead car in a convoy of the buses and stuff. Obviously the fire truck's for security. You know, if you've got a flight that may be carrying something that's maybe hazardous, you might have a fire truck out there on standby. You've got the big stairs for the big planes, and you got the catering, which will be for the long flights that'll need replenished with food. You got your cargo carriers, different ones, baggage. You got the big baggage loader there for the bigger planes. And then you got the airplane. I don't know what the airplane carriers. I'm assuming if you've got to move an airplane to the hangar or something, that's what those are for. I haven't used those yet. That's pretty much it. You just manage flights, you buy vehicles, and earn money. It's not a very stressful game. It's just a laid-back simulator game. You don't fly the planes or nothing. You just manage them when they come in. So that's pretty much it. So till next time.